Hello and welcome to the Rock Your Voice podcast. Vocal coaching tips that will transform your voice, interviews that will inspire, industry guidance, and so much more. Without further ado, let's get on with the show. Happy holidays! Okay, so here we are. We're coming up for Christmas. My apologies if you're listening to this at a different time, but I'm not sure why you'd be listening to this at a different time, because we're going to be working on the song "Oh Holy Night." You might be Jess's grandfather. Okay, so funny story. Just finished touring. I'm really tired actually, so this could be quite interesting with my voice. However, just finished touring with the delightful Jess Moskaluk, and she sang this song every night on her Winter Wonderland tour, and it was just absolutely beautiful. But she always told this really funny story about how her grandfather insisted that she perform it, whether it be at Big Valley Jamboree in the summertime or any time throughout the year, because he just loved it so much. And I have to agree with him. I'm with him. I would happily listen to Jess perform this any time of year. And it was kind of a tradition throughout the tour that I would make sure that I popped in every time that she sang this song, because the big note at the end was like the most beautiful thing. And having been working with her throughout the tour on her vocals, making sure everything stayed in check and everything was feeling really good for her, it was kind of a really good benchmark for me every night to see how her voice was feeling, how her strength and stamina is, and what maybe we need to kind of revisit the next day during our warm-up and workout to make sure everything was feeling really good. But she knocked it out the park every single night and made me shed a few tears, I must say, with it. I'm gonna just actually pull it up on my phone so you can hear a bit of the live version. You can stream it. She's got it. It is released on her on her Small Town Christmas CD, but hang on one second, I'm just going to pull this up. Okay, so excuse the audio quality because it is just on my phone here. But yeah, every night she was really consistent with it. And what was really cool when we chatted about it, she does connect emotionally because, like I said, it's one of her grandfather's favorites when she sings it. So there's a lot of meaning behind it to her in her delivery. So she really kind of digs in, but also it was kind of like, it's that song where if you screw it up, you really screw it up, so you've really got to commit to it, which I love as a singer, of just like being able to lean back, trust your training, and just commit to what you are doing. Anyway, here's a little clip of what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's get you rocking this one just as well. So obviously you can hear there's some pretty heavy lifting there. Let's make sure that we are warmed up and that we are ready around that note, which is the E flat. So this is something that you might be working towards. So it's a big note to put that much power behind. Now, what I always say is what you can do is start by working on notes beneath it that maybe feel really strong and really comfortable and consistent. And if that's the case, you work those notes to be able to build up to the next higher note. You're not going to keep pushing and forcing and straining a high note thinking it's going to make it stronger. It will not. So make sure that you are building up to it. Think of it like going to the gym. You're going to start adding weight. The stronger you get and the safer it is. So let's warm up real gently. I'm going to pause because I really need a glass of water, and I will be right back. I highly recommend that you make sure that you've got some water going too, or that you have been hydrating prior throughout the day, because if you're already dehydrated, you may be in a little bit of trouble. So make sure you're hydrated, or use some steam or what have you, and let's get into this 2 seconds from now. Okay, I'm hydrated. I have my water. I hope you do too. Let's start off with, you're going to put your thumb in your mouth. Barney's going to jump on the keyboard first though. Thanks, Barney. You're going to put your thumb in your mouth, and we're going to just kind of build air pressure behind it. So your cheeks are going to fill with air, and we're just going to just like blowing up a balloon, that back pressure you would get from blowing up a balloon. So we're going to Okay, so I know we're digging into a high note here on this song. We're going to be really focusing on some higher stuff, but it's really important not to neglect the low end while you're warming up. And when you're working your voice, it's kind of like just working one arm at the gym. You want to get a really full voice warm up so that everything's ready, all the muscles are ready to support and help you with what you're working on. So let's go now with lip rolls and lower voices. You can do the octave down, higher voices up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit 3 revs on the top note. So we're going to Now we're right around the area where that big note lives. So what we're going to do is we're going to cruise around here for a little bit, just making sure that this feels really nice and warmed up. We don't want to just hit it once up at the top and come straight back down. We're going to work around here to make sure everything's really nice and smooth. Hello, Harrison. All right. Now this is your note. Up again one more time. Trust your air. There's your note. One more time. Using your breath. Trust your placement. Awesome, that was your note. One more here on the note. Okay, now we're going to really focus on the slide because we have a whole octave jump to get up to the divine. So that's what we're going to work on now. So we're going to go straight to our lip rolls. We're going to stay with the lip rolls. We'll start a little lower. We're going to start on the G and we're going to do a full octave slide with a rev at the top. We're going to... Don't start thinking about a really high climb or a pinch or a reach at the top. I want you to trust your breath, relax your shoulders, really use your lower lung capacity with your breath and think of the sound moving forward. You're going to shift your placement so that there'll be quite a bit of buzzing the roof of your mouth, but you're going to bring your power from right down at the bottom. You're going to transition up into kind of more of a nasal placement with you'll feel resonance shifting the roof of your mouth, and you're going to trust your breath. You're going to... Hang on one second. Okay, so let's keep digging into that. So from here with a... Just trust your setup. Here's your note. One more time. One more for confidence. We're going to go a bit further just to warm things up. Okay, now we're going to open it up. We're going to start back low, and we're going to go with a we to a Y. We're going to go we, Y, we, Y. Really letting things move. You're not just pulling from your low note and hitting it, so we don't want you don't want to pull it. You really want to let things move. If you find you're really yodeling or you're really hitting a bridge, there is an episode all on bridge work. It's kind of right back at the beginning. I think it's like episode 5 or 6 or something. So head back, do some range work and bridge work to really get your head around how to transition through this. But if you're feeling good, if everything's feeling comfortable, if you are hitting all the marks with the lip rolls and the balloon exercise, we can continue. Only if things feel comfortable. No scratching, no throat clearing, no coughing, no tension. So long as everything's feeling really smooth, really easy, really effortless, we can keep going. You can do it really gently. You can build your power. This does not have to suddenly be as strong as Jess's version or whatever version you're a big fan of. It doesn't have to be a super big, massive, powerful thing from the very get-go. You can build up to this. So we're going to go Y, and the Y can go a little more nasal and a little more cry than the we. We, Y, we, Y, we, Y. Your breath control is your friend here. We, Y, we, Y, we, Y, we. That's your note. We're going to go a couple more if you can, if it's comfortable, just to kind of mess around with it and work some more power and strength into it. We, explore what's happening. Don't overblow. It will pop the chords and it will pop the note. We, awesome. Okay. Take a sip of your water, hydration. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to add the D and the V onto it. So we're going to go divine, divine, divine. Here comes the note. Divine. So if we go back to listening to how Jess approaches it, let's see if it's still here. Here we go. Oh, that was a bit. So we've got divine, and she sustains. So the V is your friend here because you're going to divine, vine. You can slide it. That is a really nice, it sounds really impressive. It doesn't sound cheaty. It's very dramatic. You can D. If you want to just hit it kind of head on, your placement at the bottom is going to want to feel a little more of a nasal setup. You don't want to be D, fa. It's a really big jump and it's going to be really aggressive. That's why the slide sounds really cool. I would definitely encourage you to do the slide. So divine versus divine. It's aggressive and it might hurt and it's scratchy and it's really, actually from a listener perspective, it's a little intimidating is the word. I think it's a bit shocking if you suddenly divine like that. So we're gonna really hang on to that slide. Jess adds some really nice runs on the way back down to kind of smooth it out as well. So she's like a divine, like she has fun with it. So I would encourage you to also have some fun with it. Have a listen one more time to what she does. If you're hitting the note, this is now your moment to go pick out some different covers, see what ones you really enjoy, see what you want to play with, but you have set yourself up to really dig into it. So one more time, here's a little listen to how Jess hits it. Some really nice cries in there too. And then just a really gentle back off. So, if that warm up and that workout was feeling good, go have fun. Go sing your face off and enjoy hitting those high notes. You can also use those techniques for some really cool classic rock sounds, some heavier kind of Carrie Underwoody country stuff. And if you are interested, over on the weekly vocal workout, there is a video. If you want to join the weekly vocal workout, it's over on Patreon. It's let me just get that link for you. I believe it is patreon.com Rocket Vocal Studios. And you can join for $14 Canadian a week. And I just posted my workout with Jess. There's a video recording of me and her training before her shows while we've been on tour recently. So if that's of interest to you, that's over there, as well as like tons of different voice training exercises and like more deeper dives into your vocal technique and stuff. And I add new episodes every week so that you can keep training and really dig into your commitment to your vocal training so that you can be really consistent and build strength, stamina, and just rock your voice. So yeah, go check that out. I'll put the links in the show notes too. I'll also put a link to Jess's Small Town Christmas album, so if you want to go listen to that and check out what she's been doing. She's awesome. She's so cool. So yes, thank you, Jess, for having me on your tour, and thank you for letting me dig into this with regards to your vocal technique and how we approach this song. Another quick tip before we leave actually is singers are often kind of a bit worried about going a bit too nasal or a bit too cryy, or so you can play with so your vocal tract is your lips, your tongue, your mouth, everything kind of above the larynx that can affect the shape of the sound. So what I'd encourage you to do is go lower. So for example, down to the B here and go divine and play with the vowel shape. You can be more like a divine, and see if you can bring that up. Divine, 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 divine. That's going to give it a bit more of a rounder shape if you're worried about sounding too nasal or too country. So yeah, play with the shape, what you're doing with the back of your tongue. Drop your jaw instead of kind of pulling into a smile. That's going to thicken the tone as well. So play with it. See what feels really comfortable and gets you the sounds and the tones that you want. and explore that, because that's what it is. It's all about using your instrument to the best way possible in the most safest, sustainable and consistent way too. So go have fun with it. Let me know how you get on, and if I'm not back on the podcast before, have an amazing holiday season, and I will be back with tons of stuff for you to kickstart your voice in the new year. If you are a beginner singer and you do want to dig into some consistent training, I've also got a beginner singer course kicking off in January. So I'll put the links to that in the show notes as well. And see you in the new year. But I've got time off, so I'm probably going to be doing more of this over the holidays. So I'll probably be speaking to you, singing with you sooner. Have a good one, and thanks as always for listening. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. And if you do leave a review, it's really useful to help others discover the show. You can also check out the weekly vocal workout over on Patreon. I'll leave the links in the show notes, where you can access weekly vocal training from yours truly and totally rock your voice. Thanks again for listening. Check out Rocket Vocal Studios on social and on the web, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.